Hi everyone, Chris with CMP Wellness here. I'm happy to be coming at you with a very interesting topic today, something that popped up on my walk yesterday that I was reminded of. And one thing too, just that I wanted to point out is the gratitude that I have for this journey and also for all of you that may be watching these videos and just whether you're doing it to support me or whether you're doing it because you're gaining some insight from the things that come up for me in my life. Either way, I just wanted to mention how grateful I am that I am being accountable to all of you with transparency and vulnerability, because it has given me a 100% mindset to do this and do it to the fullest. And it's also creating some insightful space for things to come back to me. So, in the last few years, I've really just been in an information download phase as I've been pursuing my own spiritual path and journey. I've read, just digested dozens of books, tons of trainings, workshops, classes, energetic healing sessions, spiritual mentorships, to working with a shaman on the Red Rocks in Sedona. My current spiritual mentor, she's out of Sedona as well. And all of those things are fantastic, but the way I do things with a very obsessive compulsive form is to just be hungry for more, hungry for more. And sometimes in that space, you can digest things very fast and some of it goes. What I've noticed with this journey and showing up for these videos is that little tidbits of all of those pieces of information that I've digested over the last few years are coming back just at the right time. So today's topic, and one of those pieces of information that comes back, is the concept of duality. And it's very, at its core, it's this concept of having two selves or two selves in this world. So basically, there's the self that you project to the world, and then there's the self inside of you that you really are, that's more aligned with your higher self, your spirit, whatever you choose to call it. And my idea of moving towards an enlightened or conscious life is to narrow the gap. If this is myself that I present to the world, and this is myself that I am inside, that I don't present so much to the world because maybe it's not quite as acceptable, my idea of oneness is to narrow this gap to where I get to the point where this person, the one that's aligned with my spirit and my soul, is the one that I'm pushing out to the world with no fear. Not to the point of being, abrasive or offensive to somebody else, but to the point where I'm not afraid to be that person because of what somebody might think, do, or say. So, when we grow up, I had a wonderful single mother that instilled so many great things in me. But, there's some things that happen along the way. Like, for example, when I was a little boy, she'd always tell me how wonderful I was and how I could do anything I wanted to do. But on the other side of that, we'd go out and I might be running roughshod in a store or something, and she'd constantly hit me with, "Don't you embarrass me. Don't you embarrass me." And it's just because she didn't want to be embarrassed. There's nothing wrong with it. And I may have been misbehaving and I deserved every bit of it. But somewhere along the way, all those "don't you embarrass me's" kind of created this thing where, okay, I guess I can't be 100% of myself in front of people because society is not going to accept that. So, that puts a limitation on you right there early on, that as an adult now, I've had to go back and revisit those emotions and realize the person you are inside now, the limits of where you're not being abrasive or abrupt to somebody else, where you can allow your spirit and soul to shine through. So there's still times in my life where I have even close friends, family, people I encounter on my day job where I cannot present these kinds of conversations to them because I'll see their energetic wall go up. Like, nope, this is uncomfortable for me. I don't want to go there. Fantastic. I'll recognize that and I won't go there for you. But I would really love to be able to put some more of that forward. So I've realized that there is a way to do that. Us as humans, we get so lost in the English language and the labels that we give things. So I could give you a concept that might be spiritual in nature, and I call it spiritual in nature, but somebody else might call it religious in nature. Just the difference of those two words is going to turn off 50% of the people that might listen to it. So what if we did away with the words? What if the word duality is triggering to some people? Well, let's just look at the concept behind it. I think that no matter what your religion is, how spiritual you are, whether you're agnostic, whatever the case may be, we can all agree that we present two selves to the world. How nice would it be to not have to keep up two different identities? I know that, for instance, if I have to go to a fundraiser or a function like that where I'm going to encounter people that will not want to hear from Chris on the soul level, they'll want to hear from the Chris that presents to every single societal norm that's acceptable. And my goodness, isn't it exhausting to have to do this all the time? Wouldn't it be great to just be able to equalize and perform from both of those all the time? It would be such a pressure release to be able to do that. So anyway, that is the insight that hit me yesterday on the trail that I felt was important to share and something to aspire to. It's always a work in progress for me to narrow that gap between those two people and find that equilibrium where people of all walks of life are going to be comfortable with the light that you shine from who you are on the inside, not the one that you think everybody is going to accept. Trust me, you're going to feel so much better if you start taking small steps towards it. I know I do every day. Sometimes even I'll try and dribble in a little bit of Chris, the soul-aligned person, to those people that I think may not be so accepting of it. And I'll just do it as a little experiment and as almost like a comical thing. Just throw out one of those words, like one of those crazy words like consciousness, just to see what people might do. But it's just another one of those words that people, consciousness, whoop, that's a freaky word. I don't want any part of that conversation. But what is consciousness? I consider it to be just something that I use to describe myself noticing little things that I may do that I might not otherwise notice. That's all it is to me. But it's one of those words that has a connotation to it. So that is the message for today. And I look forward to trying to narrow my gap as this quest goes on and as the years go on. And look forward to talking to you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.